It's nice to have you back here in this new video. It's time to talk about my brand new YouTube studio. This opens a brand new chapter of my YouTuber's life. And in this video, we're gonna dive deep into my latest and the greatest setup that ever happened on my content creation. And I will explain to you every little detail in my brand new studio. And before we get started, here is a quick guide of my YouTube studio and then my GearTree system right there, and a USB dynamic microphone, all of this amazing stuff, and my light control center on the iPad. But more importantly, I'm now recording with another GearTree system in my studio. So want to know more about it? Keep watching. This is the basic extension grip arm in the GearTree system. So it's a standalone accessory, but it's really flexible in your GearTree system. This is going to get inside the box. This is basic extension grip arm, full aluminum body with anodized surface. It feels really soft in your hand, but it's quite sturdy. Especially it has a 15.8 millimeter standard stand on the top that can fit inside any socket of the GearTree system. On the other side, you can see this is a quick release mechanism. That inside the package, you also get a standard locking mechanism that you can use handheld or use a hack and screw to tighten your 15.8 millimeters stand. So this is brilliant, really great design. Cascade them one to another. That is finally an S-shape extension arm. That extension it's go beyond your imagination, and it is really flexible in my GearTree system. So this is how you can use your basic extension grip arm. The maximum loading weight vertically is 20 kilograms, so no more than 20 grams on a single arm. But when you cascade, you better do not exceed 5 sections. I highly recommend to use no more than 3 sections, and the maximum weight should be no more than 5 kilograms if you cascade one to another. This is another important item in the GearTree system. That is the clamp. The clamp, this one, was designed with one mounting options that is compatible with the 15.8 millimeters stand. So you can see 15.8 millimeters locking mechanism in the back, and you can lock in. The locking mechanism looks just like we're locking our tires on the bicycles. And inside the tube, we do have different options. This one designed to be compatible with 14.2 millimeters diameter. And you also have 2 spare parts of the Plump system that is compatible with 14 millimeters and 35 millimeters on the basis of your choice. And you can also have a magic sticker, and you also got a user manual. Another interesting stuff about this one mounting point clamp, that it weighs only 165 grams, but it can add the weight. But the maximum weight could be as far as 50 kilograms. So this is quite unique. This is very helpful in the GearTree system. And despite this single mounting point design, we also have 3 mounting points like this one. They do have 1, 2, 3 mounting points. That the maximum weight is also 50 grams with 335 grams in total. Pneumatic arm, or we could call it the full motion swivel arm. That you can put your display, your light, your head, the ball head on the top of this pneumatic arm. Full metal design is really heavy, weighs around 1 kilograms. So the maximum weight vertically is around 9 kilograms. And you can also fit your cable on the bottom of the swivel arm. And the first time you get this pneumatic arm, just peel this up, and it's nice and soft on the surface. I also designed with a standard 15.8 millimeters stand on the bottom, and the single mounting point with 15.8 millimeters stand in 2 directions, vertically, horizontally. And you also get the standard locking mechanism bundle. So this is the basic design of the pneumatic arm, and this is how you can fit the cable on the bottom, just like that. So I would normally put my display, that is a 27-inch display, on top of this one. And you can also cascade the pneumatic arm with your extension grip, just like that. And you end up with more freedom in your motion control for your display, your studio lights. And the pneumatic arm is also compatible with the 3-way pan tilt head about the GearTree system. I will cover this accessory later on. Another important accessory in the GearTree system is the pan tilt 3-way head. It's a full aluminum body with premium high quality. This is going to get inside the box. This part is a standard locking pan tilt 3-way head with a removable handle. The first time they got separate inside the box. You have to assemble by yourself, and you can adjust the damping ratio of different axes. 15.8 standard start fast locking mechanism in the GearTree system, and also end up with a standard Falcon F38 quick melt system, but this one was built with a silver finish. So this is a limited edition for the Falcon's lovers. So on the left and right, you got a quarter mount with 2 extra area locating holes on the left and right as well. So this is already built with high quality, and I also use the 3-way pan tilt head together with my single extension arm, just like that, or I can use together with my pneumatic arm, just like that. So I can put my Sony cameras on top of the pneumatic arm. You can simply swivel and rotate with full motion freedom, and you can also change the different shooting position, the normal POV shot to top-down shot, very easily and very precise, because you also end up with the bubbles on the side of this ball head. The maximum loading weight about this 3-way pan tilt head is no more than 9 kilograms, and it weighs around 350 grams. So this is really great and brilliant design. Another big boss in the GearTree system is the triangle extension arm. This is a giant monster that you can literally put your the maximum power, your heaviest COB light on top of your triangle extension arm, because it's really sturdy and it's physically strong. I mean, you look at the bottom, you have the dual 15-point in stand mounting point. So to take the full advantage of triangle extension arm, you'd better use 2 of the clamp, no matter a single point or triple point. At least you need 2 of them, and assemble them really tight and move along the GearTree system. And so you can put your COB light on the other side with 2 mounting options on the top and the bottom, so whatever you want. And you can also use a 15.8 to 15-point stunt-to-stunt converter to mount your COB light. But for some Amarants and light, they have a built-in stunt, so you can literally directly put inside and lock in place. End up with the maximum loading weight vertical is around 30 kilograms. This is really insane, because the maximum length of the triangle arm is 725 millimeters. It's nearly 1 meter long with 1.22 kilograms. The maximum weight 30 kilograms. That is pretty insane. That is the most powerful accessory in the GearTree ecosystem. Okay, coming next, let's talk about the most genius design in the GearTree system, and that is the bone pole arm. So it looks like an ordinary bone pole arm, but let me explain in detail. The side you can see it's built in a 15.8 millimeter stand with 2 locking mechanisms. You can lock in the damping. You can lock in the arm of the bone pole, and it is really strong in your hand. The maximum loading weight is no more than 1.6 kilograms. On the other side, end up with the ball head, and on one side you got a 1/4-inch mount spread. On the other side, you end up with a 1/4-inch. On the other side, you end up with a cold shoe mount adapter. And inside the package, you also get a 3/8 converter and a 5/8 converter. So this is also be doubled as your bone pole arm. This USB dynamic microphone or your podcast microphone kit. This is a great companion other than this spring arm. And another interesting design that is it can not just moving in this direction, but it has a moving joint in the middle of this diagram. You can rotate just like that. It's quite brilliant. Look at that. So you end up with more freedom with your spring arm. And I use this spring arm as my top-down shot because it's really flexible. I can move to the camera whenever I want, and it's easily to mount my Sony V1 on the top of this spring arm. And you also can put your cable along with the spring arm. That you can also have a dedicated cable container on the bottom of this spring arm. This is definitely a great design, and this is the most genius part on this GearTree system. Okay, in the GearTree system, we also have a genius design on the tabletop that has a rectangle shape and round shape at the same time. Rectangle shape weighs around 1.32 kilograms. The maximum 315 millimeters. And for the round tables, at 1.02 kilograms, the maximum diameter is 320 grams. Both the rectangle and the round shape could be doubled as a mini manual rotator that with some tips and tricks. Here I will show on the bottom, you can see this is a standard 15.8 stunt quick locking mechanism. And if you tear down a little bit, this is a round shape. This is the rectangle shape. And if you tear down a little bit, you also get this 3 mounting option hexagon screw converter. There's a quarter inch 3/8, 5/8, and also get a 15.8 stunt, that is a 5/8 screw hole on the other side. This is how you can install. There's one with a quarter inch with a 3/8 inside this round shape, and use a 15.8 stunt to rotate. If you lock it really tight, it is quite premium and sturdy. It's a tabletop. But if you unscrew it a little bit, you can see the top, it could be doubled as a manual rotator. Can you see that? This is another clever use case for this tabletop aluminium. So this is definitely a great part of the GearTree system as well. So if you, like me, you already use your laptop, you don't take so much B-roll shots. I think this is a rectangle shape is better for you. But if you do want to take the full advantage of your B-roll shot, and maybe this round shape is better for you. So normally speaking, you can cascade this as a round shape or rectangle shape tabletop together with the basic extension arm, or you can cascade multiple extension arms just like that, or cascade with the pneumatic arm, the full motion swivel freedom together with your tabletop. So this tabletop works tremendously well with some other accessories that it is an important part in this ecosystem. Another interesting design in the GearTree system is the magnetic patch panel. With the magnetic patch panel, you can put your AC adapter. It is a power plug on the basis of your GearTree system. I usually put my patch panel on the bottom of this GearTree system so that I can use my AC power to power on the whole GearTree, everything that get its own power within the GearTree from this magnetic patch panel. This is definitely another genius design. This aluminum tube that has 14.2 millimeters in diameter is also a great part of the GearTree ecosystem because it has an inbuilt 3/8 quarter-inch thread mount hole at the bottom, so you can convert any one of your tripod into one of the mini GearTree with the help of this aluminum tube. Don't put too much weight on your tripod, so that you can definitely convert your existing tripod into the GearTree system with the help of this aluminum tube. Here we'll also give you a recap on some of the small accessories in the GearTree system. This one was a VESA expansion panel to a 15.8 millimeters standard stunt. I have now installed my EIZO CG277 with the VESA expansion point. And later I mount my screen on the pneumatic arm, cascade with single basic extension grip arm. Another design is a 15.8 millimeters start to a quarter-inch or 3/8 mount thread hole. Because this is a 15 start, you also could purchase the 15.8 to 15.8 start to start that you can use together with your triangle on the top to fit your COB light system. So this accessory designed to convert your 15.8 stand into a standard tripod mount with this locking mechanism bundle that you can convert your 15.8 stand a standard 3/8, so you can later mount your ball head or your existing camera accessories on top of this bundle. So just want to give you a recap because all these accessories, although they are small, but they are just great. And with a 3/8 thread hole at the bottom, you can easily attach as a tripod mount onto your basic aluminium and or carbon fiber tripod, just like that. And later you can tighten this clamp and turn your existing tripod into a GearTree ecosystem. Here for demonstration purposes, this is a clamp with a single mounting options where it can easily attach to a GearTree floor-to-ceiling stand, the tripod stand, the desktop stand, really easily just with a single tap. The pneumatic arm or something else with a standard 15.8 start in this point and locking it go. This is how you can mount your accessory. It's easily to lock in place and tear it down. Really simple. So when you cascade the S arm one to another, you now unlock a brand new freedom, the degree of freedom and the movement over the GearTree system. But be careful about the weight. Don't put too much weight on the top, and then you can open just like you have a foldable arm on the GearTree system. And you can place even more accessories. The two steel balls are super important when you want to assemble your floor-to-ceiling stand. You must double check the orientation of the vertical line, horizon line, to guarantee that the floor-to-ceiling plane is in the perfect vertical line. Floor-to-ceiling plane will remain stable, sturdy, and reliable in your long-term shooting. When you finish your installation of your GearTree system, you better put the steel balls in Plump line and place it safely in your box. So next time when you want to remove or to move your GearTree system to another place, you will definitely need this steel balls. This is really important for GearTree system. Now I'm standing in my bedroom, aka my YouTube studio. In the coming next, I will share with you my basic GearTree system setup on the basis of the floor-to-ceiling stand. On the background, as you can see, this is my desk, bumper arm with my dynamic USB microphone, a giant screen, a 27-inch display, 10-bit color depth. This is EIZO CG277, which I had this monitor for 6 years. I bought this for my photography, but now I use that for my editing. And also it's my desk, my MacBook Pro, my computer. I use this stand to give you a top-down shot, a secondary shot, a product introduction video, everything captured on the basis of my desk. And on the other side, you can see on the basis of the GearTree setup, do you see that? I have put some spring arm, the two spring arms. Okay, let me share with you a little bit more about this spring arm. 1, 2 spring arm, that 2 Sony that we won on the top of the spring arm. Well, you can, as you can see, you can rotate the spring arm and bring it back. So you can see this is one. This is my top-down shot camera. The top-down shot with Sony V1, spare power bank, the cable connect, so I can literally shoot the top-down shot on limited time without have to worry about the battery. And I can easily adjust the angle, so I can shot the vertical shot. Really simple. And you can rotate when you finish your shot, your spring arm, rotate back other side, and place against the wall and for my future shooting. As you can see, this spring arm, this saved me a lot of space and efforts. And for the other one, another spring arm, and for a secondary shot on the basis of my white edition, the Sony V1, and I also use the Ulanzi. This is power adapter with my Sony F917 battery, and convert into USB-A to micro USB mount, and I can use that as secondary shot for my production introduction page. For the top-down shot, secondary shot, this is how I capture my production video on this desk. And this is my USB bumper arm. The bumper arm, the Deity, the VO7U, a great USB dynamic microphone which I use for my podcast or the live event, and also has a RGB light on the back. And I purchased this podcast kit as it comes with a spring arm, standalone spring arm, and a place on the side of my desk. So it's really convenient for my everyday use. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the floor to ceiling plan. This is my floor. Under the coverage, this is the basement, the base ring of my floor to ceiling plan. Watch out how I tighten all the 4 screw mount that can lock in place so that the floor to ceiling stand is very reliable and really sturdy. Finish installation is a cap, and this is my magnetic power adapter with magnetic design. You see that? And you can easily unmount them. Unmount. This is a magnet background, and the snap in the middle of the frame. You see, it's really stable and really sturdy. Yes, that's great. That's great. And I also use a magical sticker to wrap around all the cables. I have also installed dozens of the clamp with a single mounting point. For this one, standard expansion grip, pneumatic arm with a VESA adapter, the 15.8 studs, and convert all this stuff into this is my giant display. And one thing I've mentioned that for the giant display is also great features that I have never found any other display. Let me check it out. Turn it off and turn it back on. Can you see that? It has a built-in color checker, so it will automatically calibrate the colors every time when I power on, power off. And I can also set some strategies so that this display will automatically calibrate itself on the basis of this inbuilt color checker. And on top, you can see multiple stickers, the 2 triangle stand, left and right. And look at how I have arranged the cables along this triangle grip. So it's really clean, tidy. And for top-down shot, I use this one. It's a parabolic with grid lines, parabolic softbox with grid. And for my main light, I also use a bigger one, a parabolic with grid. So this one as my main studio light when I sit down, and this one as my top-down shot when I use some RGB color tube on my desktop. And here is a first generation this GearTree system which I purchased a year ago. But now the company Falcon works really hard, and it delivers a much better design, the whole GearTree system. But I think this one also works. And for the GearTree system, they also come with a desktop stand, which you can also mount your clamp on the basis of the desktop stand. So you can expand your desktop. On the other side, you can see this is my power adapter box, and it places every cable inside the box and has an external power adapter, so you can power on or off really easily. And this is a wireless charging pad. You can wireless charge my phone, all kinds of cell phones, boxes. Inside the box, I also got dozens of 360 cameras, action cameras, and here is my Insta360 cameras, and some miscellaneous accessories, some mouse, cables, light, a mini stand, selfie stick. On the top is my camera, my V-mount battery, some spare lenses for my shootings, the super clamp, the Falcon system, with a Nanlite. This one designed by Nanlite has a built-in far IMPROTANT system, so it can work as a spotlight when I want to take some really close shot. You see, this is a spotlight. You see that? This is a spotlight, and it can adjust the focal length of the far IMPROTANT filter lens. You see that? Yes. So this is a great light as a companion for my studio shot. And for my iPad, this is my iPad. My iPad runs this app, the Sidus link, where I have put dozens of aperture light in my studio. So with a single control center, I can easily control all of my light with a single app on my iPad. And on the Sidus link, you can control every one of the lights with a single tap. You can put them all of them in the group, and you can change the settings, turn it on or off. It's a very fancy control panel, turn on or off, brighter, darker, turn off. And you also get a shortcut to several of the settings. And I also use my SmallRig RC120 on my C stand. So coming next, let's talk about my secondary GearTree system setup. Okay, now let me share with you my secondary mini-GearTree system on the basis of my C stand. But I have installed 3 individual wheels. So this GearTree system is a moving tree that I can put the system into my living room, my bedroom, even my kitchen, to share with you some really interesting B-roll shot in the future. Here you can see this is my basic C stand with wheels, individual wheels, 1, 2, 3, the C stand. And I use this clamp with a single mounting option that I can install this one on the basis of C stand. I use the 35 standard millimeter, the palm rings to lock in go. It's a pneumatic arm and this round table. And you can also use a round table, the rotator, a manual rotator to shoot some really interesting B-roll shot. This is my DJI mic. This is my main wireless microphone system in my studio. You know, this is the famous RC120, the bicolor COB light with C stand, a remote control, and the SmallRig V-mount adapter. It's a D-tab output, the V-mount battery with the USB-A, USB-C, and the DC adapter. That I can use a C2C cable to charge my camera. It's D-tab, the DC adapter to power this COB light 120 watts, really powerful. So every time I can move this whole setup into my living room, but at the same time with a flexible, easily intuitive setup. So this is my secondary mini GearTree system. And here is the SmallRig D55, the parabolic, the mini diffuser box with a great system. So this is my secondary light in my studio. I think it works really great, especially when you can mount everything on the basis of the GearTree system, the C stand, the moving joint, and the tabletop. And you can also choose a rectangle shape. And don't forget, I also have my third mini GearTree system on the basis of this is my Talisman aluminum tripod. It's a hook on bottom, but you can see the top. This is adapter. This is a GearTree system adapter with 3/8 mount. And look to the top, and you can mount the clamp on the basis of this aluminum tube. And it works just like the floor to ceiling stand. Everything just works gorgeous. This is definitely my third mini GearTree system on the basis of these accessories. So I can move all of these mounting options directly from this one into the aluminum tube. And this is a brief recap of my brand new YouTube studio. So how do you like my setup? Leave down in the comments and let me know. I think I definitely learned a lot from this company, Falcom, the Ulanzi. They have produced excellent premium product for our content creator. So if you are one of them, if you are just like me, to definitely check out this magical system, the GearTree system here in the background. And definitely check out my website and some affiliate link down in the video description. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about some bonus tips and tricks on the GearTree system to help you better understand and master the whole ecosystem. Hey, how do you like this giant screen? This is a live preview of my video. I use my micro HDMI cable. And sometimes I do want to use the GearTree system with my mind, use some creative use cases that will help you better make content in your YouTuber's life. The tips number one is a floor-to-ceiling stand. It's really important, so you must double check. You must double check that to guarantee this is stable enough, reliable enough, and don't forget. So tips number two, and never forget the steel balls, plump lines, and always save them in your secure place. So tips number three, when you mount this clamp on your tube, the floor-to-ceiling stand, install all these accessories with patience and read really carefully on the user manual. But you can also refer to my video. I have explained to you every one of the detail. So number four is about the balancing. The balancing is an art. So if you can, you should place the same weight on the left and right, front and back, GearTree system, or no matter you use your tripod, a seat stand. But for a floor-to-ceiling plan, you can place them. So you can see I have placed all my camera. When I don't want to use them, I try to keep the floor-to-ceiling stand balanced on the left and right in every directions. And for the COB light triangle stand, you should always place the left and right if you can. But in my studio, sometimes it's quite small, so it's not balanced in my use case, but and it's still very reliable. So tips number five, to arrange all of your cables with caution and place them with size. You can see I have placed all the cables along the tube lines and use magical stickers. Always use some magical stickers to arrange your cables. So you don't want to get attacked by electricity, and you should always be safe. Always try to be safe. So number six, use your GearTree system creatively. So rules number one, there's no rules. You should understand the technical detail and try to break the boundary of the GearTree system. So I think you definitely come up with your own ideal setup in your studio. That is all about this video. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to sum up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Stay safe, see you next time, and stay tuned for my upcoming new video series on 360 cameras. Bye.